I'm Nick DiPaolo with Soul Collector Magazine, and welcome to Inside the Designer Studio, our original series where we talk to some of the best footwear designers in the industry. Today our guest is Chang. He's the design director of Nike Basketball. He leads the Kevin Durant Signature Series and also leads the entire category in design. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
So Leo, how did you first get interested in design?
That was something that I didn't really know how to get into design when I first started. It wasn't until, my art teachers and other students around me when I got to around junior year in high school that really started recognizing that hey, you're really good at art. You should go to a design school, art and design school. So, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll go.
So once you figured out that you wanted to do design, where did you land for school and what were some courses that you really liked along the way?
I ended up going to Rhode Island School of Design. Some people know it as RISD. It's back east, right below Brown. It was, I guess now even considered one of the best design schools at the time. And it was there that I thought I would be doing illustration, graphic design, something. I didn't even know about industrial design. So, probably halfway into my freshman year, they have all these presentations from all the different majors. And we sat through all of them, and the one that jumped out at me was industrial design because they had a shoe on their slide in their presentation, and I was like, aha, that's it. I've always, since 7th or 8th grade, had this, obsession with Nike shoes, and so. But it was just a dream that I never thought I could achieve. And kind of took a step back and was like, all right, what do I really stand for, as a person and as an artist and designer? And, it was about problem solving, really, at the day. I've talked about that for years. And when it came down to it was, I used to, when I was little, just sit in a chair and be like, this is really uncomfortable. It would be better if we change this, change that. And then that's what made me think industrial design was the perfect kind of major for me.
And how did you navigate from there to then landing a job in an internship at Nike?
Yeah, so of course, I was eager to get into it. And so I just looked up on Nike Inc., and saw that they had an adrenaline internship program. And after my sophomore year of industrial design, my first year through that major, I applied for that summer program and didn't hear anything from Nike. I was like, oh man, there's no chance I'm gonna get in, And then that summer, instead of doing that, I interned at Hasbro Toys, and so I worked in, I guess what they called at the time, the boys' toys or whatever. Sounds weird, but it was like G.I. Joes, Transformers, Micro Machines, all that stuff, and Star Wars stuff at the time. I think Episode 2 came out around that time, and so there was a lot of energy around that stuff. And I wasn't so much into those kind of things, but it was great. It was a really great experience. And a lot of people say, internships just really accelerate your knowledge and your growth as a designer, tenfold versus just going through school. That's why they encourage people to do internships so much. The next summer, I applied again to Nike. So, I was naive and I was like, I'm just gonna keep applying, I'm just gonna keep going. And luckily that summer I got it. So it was the summer after my junior year. It's one of those things that when you finally kind of get a taste of what you want out of a career or whatever, you kind of hope that it lives up to it. And when I finally got to Nike, it was cross your fingers, hope this is really awesome. And I got there and it completely blew my mind. It took you know, my image of Nike to the next level. Just beyond even the designers I worked with, we were super talented, like Sergio Lozano, Air Max 95 guy, right? And beyond, right? He's done amazing stuff there. Sean McDowell, who
I think he did the Air Max Plus.
Air Max Plus, Kukinis, like it goes on and on and on. He was killing it at the time, and so for me it was super inspirational. He was definitely like a good mentor for me, and just a lot of great guys around at the time that really took me under their wing and just showed me the ropes.
So you're around all these legendary designers for the first time as a student, basically. What were some of the things you realized that you still had to grow on as you went back to school for your senior year?
Yeah, it was, I mean, obviously, like I said, with the Hasbro internship, like, my internship with Nike, like, was even better, you know? I learned so much, all my skills and of drawing and problem-solving, thinking, like, and I think when it came down to it, I felt like some of my skills, like the rendering side, were really good, and sketching were decent. I felt like as you got more into the technical, like orthographic drawings and tech pack drawings and stuff like that, it took me so long. And back then we were doing some stuff by hand, and so not like necessarily computer drawings, and so it was even more like